Well, Dale and I are out here in the cabin orchard, and snow is finally off. It's April, was it 6th about? Somewhere around that. So, and we're looking at the deer damage. This orchard had, the trees had these 5-foot fences around them until last fall. The idea was that someday I'd take the fences down, so on most of the trees I did. Now last fall I top worked the trees so that the limbs were basically taller than about 5 foot the first whirl, and let the deer, see now the deer can't get to most of the tree. Let's look at the damage that they did do. Anything, this is about 5 feet up right here, any spur or branch within about 5 feet of the ground, they took right off, and they'll grab the limb and break it even.
Yeah, up to almost a 1/4 inch.
This is all the way up to a little over 6 foot right there. So if they can pull a limb down, they'll eat it. So I call this my self-pruning orchard. Everything within hands of reach or almost is already pruned off. Will be pruned off every spring. This is a Wolf River apple. And so a lot of deer damage where I don't, the tree can survive it. Well, here we are in the lower orchard. Pardon the wind in the microphone if it's hissing, but this little Shizuka tree, I already cut one limb off here, right there, that was girded completely. This is rabbit damage. The rabbits climbed right up in the tree over the snow, and I'm going to try and save these limbs. I don't know why, but I'm going to try and save them. Sometimes the cambium will grow back a little bit if it hasn't been eaten all the way down. So this tree, when it was very little, the rabbits cut it off as a whip, and then 3 main branches, three buds grew from it. That's why it's so odd shaped. So about the only rabbit damage. Got one more tree that had rabbit damage here. What we're going to do to give this limb a little bit more of a fighting chance is we're going to prune back the outside limb, take about 30% of the growth off, and so this limb doesn't have to provide so much nutrients. So Dale, why don't you cut that off right out here. Okay. Right close back to this spur. And that'll put out buds at that spur. I think you need to, there you go. That'll give that limb a little better fighting chance. This limb, it had almost as much limb coming out the left side here as there is coming up here. So that balanced the tree a little better. I'll cut off some of these side branches that all the buds have been stripped off anyway, and along that branch back there. Just notice those aren't just fruit spurs, those are side branches that the deer just nipped right off. This is an update on a small Shizuka tree I have, that update on rabbit damage that was done to it last winter. And last spring we showed the bare bark where the rabbit had chewed it all up in late winter. And now we're going to see the next year how it has popped back, healed over. You can see that in the dappled sunlight, but it's mostly healed over. That was the worst of it right there. This limb was completely taken off because it was all chewed up, and it was chewed up over on the other side also, over here, but it has survived even though it was girded all pretty much all the way around, but I guess not right down to the, not through all the cambium.